Yo, viewers, George here. Since I've beaten the game South Park Stick of Truth, I figured, why not look at the first South Park game ever made? I mean, how bad could have claimed screwed it up, right? Roll the opening. South Park was a game that was made on the N64 and was later ported to the PlayStation 1 and the PC, and there was a Game Boy Color version in the works but was cancelled. So the game opens with a theme song to the show remade with the 3D models. It's actually pretty good. It's all downhill from here. Okay, so let's pick our character, and why does Cartman have a beard? I mean, look at that thing. It has fuzz and everything. Well, beyond that, the models look okay, I guess. So what's the story to this game? Well, a comet is heading for South Park, which is going to cause weird shit to happen. Which doesn't really make any sense, since weird shit happens in South Park to begin with, without any sort of space debris falling from the sky. It just seems really pointless to happen. So the game starts up in, oh dear god, look at that draw distance. Is this South Park or Silent Hill? The comet is the least of their worries, since Pyramid Head could apparently pop out of nowhere. Okay, so I have to collect the others, and whoa! What's with all the commotion? Oh, it's turkeys. Gobble gobble. Well, after wandering aimlessly in the fog, I found the finish line. Was I in a race, like some sort of South Park rally? Alright, level 2, and I have to collect the other kids again. Why? At the beginning of some levels, you have to get the other 3 kids. Why? If I wanted to play as any of them, I would have selected them beforehand. And on top of that, there are a bunch of levels where you don't even have to grab them. It's not like when you run out of health, you switch over to the next character. No, you die and you have to restart the level. So what's the fucking point of adding it? You wanna know what they did? Acclaim's added it in for no freaking reason. I mean, look, they're in the cutscene right before the level with you. So why is it moments later they're just dicking around? So what's the freaking point? Oh hey, Chef's Love Shack. So after taking on waves of turkeys with snowballs, we meet our first real challenge. Platforming. Okay, here I go, and shit. Okay, let me just try that again. Crap. Okay, 3rd time's the charm. God damn it! I think now's a good enough time to talk about the controls. You're going to use the D-pad to move around, L1 and R1 are going to let you strife, L2 and R2 are going to let you look up and down, X is going to let you jump, square is going to let you fire, and circle and triangle are going to let you change your weapons. These are some of the worst control schemes I've ever seen, and for a first-person shooter that came out 3 years after the dual analog sticks were introduced to the PlayStation controllers, it really doesn't seem to want to fucking use them. So we've killed more turkeys, climbed the mountain, and now we get to face the first boss. And here's where the game gets really tedious. You face off against a giant turkey by hitting its ass. You know that big bullseye right there on its rear side? At first, it's no problem. And then you gotta face it again right after. This second fight took me around an hour after dying 3 times to beat. Allow me to teach you a trick I learned. On the way down the passageway, you're going to want to stock up on items and ammos. Once you've gotten the giant turkey to the bottom, just circle it. That's it. And sure, it's not a fun strategy, but it's a lot better than trying to attack it on the way down. It's nearly impossible when you're getting bombarded by a bunch of turkeys. After this, the game becomes piss easy. You do a few levels where you fight waves of clones, and then you fight this blob. It's easy, but time-consuming. Before I go on, I want to talk about some of the things I liked about the game. First off, there's multiplayer. It's good, it's fun, but only because you can suffer through the game with someone else. And on top of that, they have a whole cast of characters from you to choose from, and not just the 4 boys. That's cool. Second off, the voice acting by the original cast themselves. Matt, Trey, and the late Isaac all voice their respected characters, which makes this game a little bit more enjoyable.
Hey, over here!
Hello, children.
Hi, Chef.
You boys did a good job taking care of those turkeys, but I think that comet is still causing trouble.
Unfortunately, the quality of the clips and hearing the same lines over and over and over again will get on your nerves.
Somebody's baking brownies. Somebody's baking brownies, baking brownies. Somebody's baking brownies.
I'll tell you who's making brownies. My fist in your fucking face. Speaking of fists, the weapons in this game are pretty cool too. Next to snowballs, you have dodgeballs, plunger guns, chicken egg launcher shooters, sponge dart guns, the Terrence and Phillip fart dolls, a cow launcher, and a warpo gun. These weapons are neat, but a lot of them can actually damage you, and I don't know why, but it's stupid. Alright, so the next episode has us traveling to Stark Pond to destroy a robot factory. How exactly the comet is causing all this, I don't know. These freaking robots, they are just the worst, and these big ones can only be hit in this certain area. If you don't have any of the good weapons by this point, it's going to be like fighting the first boss all over again. So you make it to the factory and Mr. Hat is behind the robot mess? Okay, what kind of freaking comet is this that can make a hand puppet, build robots, and make a factory? Well, you destroy Mr. Hat's robots and randomly rescue Ned and Jimbo. What the hell they are doing there in the first place, I don't know. I bet the comet has something to do with it. It's a freaking scapegoat at this point. Well, here we are, the last episode of the game, so what do we gotta fight now?
So now what? We're gonna have to fight Killer Toy?
Yes.
Killer Toys. Listen, game, I can understand turkeys that are crazy. I can understand using the aliens and the clones, but you have to draw the line somewhere. And that line happens to be when you start having Mr. Hat robots and killer toys being caused by an oncoming space rock. That doesn't make any goddamn sense, game, even for South Park. Let's talk about something else that's good in this game. The music. Listen. It has this toy store feel to it that surprisingly works well for the game. Speaking of toy stores, that's where the next part of the game takes place. Much like before, you defeat a lot of enemies, and it's not fun. So you kill a bunch of toys, and what is the final boss in this South Park game? Is that Voltron? Well, it looks like the Defender of the Universe thinks you're King Zoltron. Thankfully, I don't fear him because he's pretty easy for a final boss. Well, I've beaten the game, so what is my reward?
Hello, children.
Hi, Chef.
Congratulations, children. The comet is gone and you saved the world from despair and destruction. Oh my God! They killed Kenny!
Dude, who's they? A safe fell on him. Well, we always say they. We always say they killed Kenny. That doesn't make any sense, though. Oh, yeah.
That wasn't funny, and this game sucks. Overall, I give South Park a 5 out of 10. I like that the original cast voices the game, but the script is so shitty and the quality of the clips are really terrible. And plus, as you play the game, the in-game voices get really annoying. The controls are a mess, the gameplay is so padded out by having you face waves of enemies that it becomes really boring to play. I like that the music is good, it's actually surprisingly good, and the multiplayer is okay, but at the end of the day, this game just sucks a lot of ass. Well, with that all said and done, until next time, keep on gaming. But George, aren't you gonna look at the other claimed South Park games? No. Screw you, Mr. Tiger. I'm going home. But George, you're already at your home. Screw you. Going home.